Hey everybody, welcome to Example of Play, the home for strategy, tactics, and more. If you haven't subscribed already, now's your chance. In this video, I'm going to be looking at Platoon Commander. This is a previously unannounced, brand new World War II RTS from Slitherine. This demo, I believe, by the time you're seeing this, you will be able to play it yourself in the Steam RTS Fest today that starts this week. And it is still in alpha, so it's a work in progress. Bear that in mind, but it's looking pretty promising. I played through it a few times and had some good fun with it. There's still some stuff to be improved, but the core gameplay is pretty nice. I liked it. This demo lets you play. It's two linked battles where the setting for the game as a whole is the German drive on Moscow in 41. So it's primarily German versus Soviet units. The demo lets you basically play a battle where you're taking this village and then trying to defend it against a Soviet counterattack in the second mission with your surviving forces from the first mission, which I found I can win the first mission, but usually with so many losses that holding the counterattack is impossible. But you do get to pick your force here. You got a point pool, and then you can have up to 10 slots for your force. So we'll go through here. I'm going to take a tank for sure, Panzer III. You can see up here, it gives you some details about it, like what weapons everybody's got, what the tank's got. So I like those little details. We'll take a Pack 36. We got to take Sniper Squad for sure. And then we got Rifle and Infantry Squads, with the Rifle Squad being a little bigger and having, and not all the units have the same rifle. So you'll see some of them they're carrying different rifles that have different stats. We'll take a couple of those for sure. And then the Assault Squad is a little smaller, but they got more MP40s, and they each have a different variant of the MP, so that's interesting. And they're also carrying some grenades, and the Rifle Squad has grenades as well. And then anti-tank rifle teams, since it's still early war, they're still effective. They'll take one of those at least for sure. Still got some points to spend. They'll go back and do another Rifle Squad, another Assault Squad, and another Pack 36. All right, so that gives us 10 units. We used up all our points. Now let's get in there. Now we'll take a second just to look around here. So if we zoom all the way in, we can see the unit models. And then this demo even has a free camera we can go to, which it's a little janky. You can't really use it to play with, but you can use it to fly in here close and look at our guys. You can see the style of them is a little stylized. I kind of like it though. It reminds me of, there was one Battlefield game, like Battlefield Online or something a long time ago, that had a style very similar to this. And so we see our German squad there. These guys, they got their bayonets fixed. They're ready to go. And then I like the character models, and then the world looks really nice. Very detailed. We got like power lines and bushes. And then where is our Panzer? I brought one, didn't I? Oh, he's over there. Let's see if we can find him. All right, and there's our Panzer III, looking pretty nice and detailed. Now, one thing that this game definitely needs some polish on still, like I said, this is the alpha build, so it's still a work in progress. But is the sound area, which that's the main feedback I gave, was that sound needs some improvement, because like once we start moving, you'll hear that the tank barely makes any noise, and the shooting is kind of muted. But of course, that's all stuff that can be improved. And like I said, this game's still in development, and this is the very first look that everyone's going to have at it. Let's look at the UI. Is good. I like up here, you got all your units. You can see their status, what they're doing, how many guys are in each one, how many grenades they have. And then down here, a lot like close combat, you can see each individual soldier, some stats like what weapon he has, and what his, like they have morale and suppression and that kind of thing. The game is very high lethality, I found. Your guys, if they get caught out in the open, they can die really fast, so we got to be careful about that. I think when I first started playing it, I kind of assumed from just in my head the presentation and what I was kind of expecting was something a little more like a Company of Heroes, a little faster, and it's definitely more of a close combat, kind of deliberate pace, where if you move your guys up too fast or through open ground, they're not going to get just shot at. They're just going to get killed like right away. So definitely a tactical RTS is how they describe it, and that is what it is. All right, so we'll get our force here arranged, and then our mission is to take this village. We're starting down here. There's an objective there, and then moving into the village, there is the central point of the village, a forest over there, and then the road back here. And we'll just hop to it so you can see the game in motion, which the camera here moves really slow. Oh, and then also down here, didn't mention, you can set, so like the units all start in kind of a slower movement mode, but you can make them go faster. If we cycle through one of our infantry squads, you can see they got dash mode where they're running, stealth mode where they're crawling, and then crouch mode where it's kind of like a hunt, like kind of moving cautiously. And then they can be set to shooting like just regular, only shooting back, or taking accurate shots. We'll leave them on just regular. And then they can be set to move through cover, path directly, or take the fastest path. And default's fastest, so we'll use that most of the time. You can set waypoints for your units once they start moving up. All right, so this first objective is here. No one's shooting at us right off the bat. So you can set that, and then you can set like waypoints if you want them to move in a series of points.
Yes.
Infantry squads can move into buildings. And like I said, the default movement is really slow, so we'll speed them up here a little bit to get started, get us into it. You see these guys are moving in the crouch mode, so they're pretty cautious, just creeping up. And then the stealth mode's definitely just for whenever you want them to not get shot at, because it's really slow. They're crawling on the ground. And then we also have one artillery strike we can call in and one smoke barrage we can call in. They are pretty strong, but you only get one each for this mission, so we'll hold off till we have a good target for that. We'll move up our Pack 36s. One to cover that direction, one to go down the main road here. All right, we see some rifle shots coming in. So that squad is getting shot at from way down there, from that building way down there. So you can see the range of engagement is pretty realistic. Your guys are going to get shot at from really far away if they're out in the open. But we could move up our tank to provide a little supporting fire. We'll move these guys on this side. Nope, now they're getting shot at. All right, so we can see some enemy squads in those buildings up there. Let's try to get these guys into cover. And bring up our Panzer III to provide a little support. We can hold down control, gives us this line of sight tool, so we can see distance, and the color green is good line of sight to red, not so good. They can still fire through trees and stuff, it's just going to be less accurate. Let's see if we can get some rounds down there. We can left click on it, tell them to fire. They're firing. There is destruction, so buildings can get blown apart if they get hit enough times and get destroyed. And I do like the explosion effects, look nice. You got like little shock waves. All right, we got fire coming from here. I'll go ahead and use our artillery strike since these guys are shooting at us from so far away. And like I said, you only get one, but it's really strong. You're definitely going to take out whatever building you're targeting with it, just to show off the destruction effects here. And usually with the artillery strike, the first few rounds kind of hit in the area randomly, and then it barrages and wipes out whatever you have targeted. So that building's gone, the building behind it's gone, and you can see pretty nice destruction effects there. And also there's like ragdoll physics, so like bodies can go flying. Sometimes a little funny stuff like that happens that are wiggling around, but like I said, game's still in alpha, so a little polishing still going on. Oh, but in the middle of that, we lost our Panzer. One thing I did notice for sure in this build of the game is that the anti-tank rifle squads are really strong, and they can definitely take out your tank. So that might be what happened there. But yeah, that's no good.
Los, schneller! Truppe, neu formieren! Los, schneller! Verstehe.
Those guys are still way back there. All right, let's get these guys up here. Let's get our AT rifle team up here. Get our sniper team moved up to be a little more helpful. And then I don't know. I thought I can see an arm right there. I got some of those guys, but there must have still been some alive in there. And we are on a bit of a clock. We only have 30 minutes to do this. Oh, yeah, now they're taking fire from that building. Let's see if they can get some shots on it, or is it too far away? All right, yeah. There we go. And so units can be suppressed. They can be kind of rattled by explosions, so we can keep blasting them while our infantry move up over here for a little close-in assault.
Truppe, neu formieren! Los, schneller! Truppe, neu...
And that's too far away for our rifle squad to engage, so move them up. I think we might have got the enemy in there, but we're going to keep hitting it while our infantry move up for a close-in assault. And then we'll move this pack up to the road right there, just in case. I don't think anything will attack down that road, but just to cover it. Okay, now we can see there is an enemy tank right there. That's no good, because now we've lost our tank. We'll have and you can face the units after they're there, the little blue wedge. So we'll have them move away from that side of the building for the moment. And oh, good, they're aiming at that tank all the way down there already. So, oof. All right, looks like we got them. Nice. All right, our Pack 36 coming in handy. And these guys are going to continue moving up through the forest on the right, while these guys on the left move up. Since we got rid of that tank, that's nice. And then get our sniper team up here. Form a little fighting line right there before we advance. We do have some smoke, so if we need to get across this field, hopefully that'll help with that. And then I think I mentioned that, yeah, the sound's a little weak, so sometimes I found it's a little hard to hear that shooting is happening. You see like the little white lines from the rifle bullets, but the actual shooting is a little weak right now. I feel like our guys here, yeah, they're popping away. Hopefully they can take out that AT gun before it gets them. And if not, these guys can keep moving up through the forest. All right, while they're doing that, now we did blow up these buildings, so I don't know if they're going to give us much cover, but we'll try. Send these guys across the road. Alright, now we're on the central village, so the clock's going. We're taking it. I like that. That AT gun's knocked out. Alright. Other than losing our Panzer III, we're doing alright. Move those guys up through the forest. We'll wheel this AT gun up a little more. And then over here, there's not much going on over here. There's this building back here. And I will cheat a little and say that I know there's enemies in that building every time I've played this, so we'll move these guys up to here. Maybe they can shoot at them down there. Well, they probably don't even need to be that close. They can just set up back here. Maybe bombard that building a little, soften them up before our infantry get there. Now, I think we're taking some fire from across this way, but now we don't see anything. Right here is kind of a tough spot because, yeah, no, there's no shooting going on, but I just know if I send my guys out there in the open, that's when the enemy's going to show up and start popping away at them. But we're going to get our assault squad over here, and then they'll move up while the rifle squads cover, try to get across. We need to secure these buildings because I think there was some shooting coming from either here or there. And then once we got that secured, we can move through the forest. Okay, there's an enemy squad coming down the road, but we should be in pretty good position to shoot at them. And then, oh yeah, so there's, looks like at least one, maybe two rifle squads in that little building there. And our AT gun all the way down here can just pop away at them for a little while. I don't think the units in this build, at least, they don't have limited ammunition, so there's no reason not to have them just keep firing. We've got far enough we can call a truce now, but it's going all right for us, so we will continue to press the attack, try to take these last few objectives. All right, we caught these Soviet maybe reinforcements coming down the road, but we've caught them out in the open, so we'll just let our guys pop away at them. And yeah, like the combat is pretty high lethality, so units caught in the open tend to not last very long. Speaking of which, good luck to these guys. Let's see if they can make it across and into that forest. They got as much cover as I can give them. And that guy's panicked, running away. Sometimes you'll see guys panic and run. Sometimes you'll see them actually put their hands up and surrender and walk over to enemy lines, which is a nice little detail. All right, so we're pushing up. That's going pretty good there. Assault squad made it across. Let's send the rifle team next. These guys are shooting up that way, so we'll let them keep doing that. And there we go. That AT gun's gone. Yeah, they kind of marched to their doom there. So the AI doing what it's going to do sometimes and just keep walking into a bad situation. Have them keep bombarding that building. And then once we secure this forest, I might send these guys over to take out that building and push up to the road objective there. All right, let's see if between these two squads they can take this mixed forest objective. We'll switch them to crouch now since they are in a little closer. And they're wanting to go to stealth. They must be getting shot at from somewhere. Let's try tossing some grenades up there. Oops, wait for you guys to go. They're not wanting to toss their grenades yet. The grenade effects are nice, I like them. And they have 12, so now's a great time to use some just to chunk into that area up there just in case there are any enemies. There we go. And they've got 12, and I don't know if there's like a recharge on it. Seems like you gotta wait a few seconds before you can throw another one. And we'll toss, we got plenty, so we might as well toss one more just to soften it up if there is an enemy squad up there.
Los, schneller.
And then bring our assault squad up as well.
Truppe, neu formieren.
And then they have a different type of grenade. I don't know if it does different. I can't see those stats here, but there are different types of grenades. All right, now while they're doing that, we'll have these guys move over and engage this building so we can take that objective on this side. Have them keep shooting. And then, oh, there was a squad there, but they got knocked out real quick. All right, looks like we're taking that objective. So far quiet over here. We'll creep up a little bit. All right, so they are surrendering. So we'll accept their surrender and get ready for round 2. All right, so sorry, abrupt ending there. So I got to the second scenario and was going to play it, but what I discovered just now was this being an early alpha build and everything, there's a few key strokes in the game that probably aren't supposed to be there for the final version, and that when I'm recording, I hit Alt-0 to start and stop recording, and it seems that that also, in this build of the game, causes an enemy T-34 to spawn. So I accidentally spawned a T-34 right in the middle of my force, and that didn't go so great for my guys. So I'll have to stop there, but that should have given you a pretty good idea of a battle in Platoon Commander, going on the attack and taking that village. And that time, I definitely have gotten better at the game since I played it the first time, because the first playthrough, I think I got to the end, got a truce, but it was ugly. I only had like 2 or 3 units left, where that time I got to the end and really I'd only lost my Panzer III and maybe just a couple casualties. So it's definitely a game that rewards playing a little more carefully and learning from your mistakes. And so I'll say that my kind of just initial impressions were that the first time I played it, I thought it was going to play a little faster than it does, but it's definitely more of a slower paced tactical RTS. It's not an RTS in the sense of like a Company of Heroes or Dawn of War style or anything like that. It is an RTS in the style of like a close combat. It doesn't quite feel like combat mission, since you can't, your placement of units, it's not quite so precise as like in that. But it's definitely kind of like a close combat feel in a good way. And it looks nice. I like the graphics. I think the style is really clean and crisp. And I'm curious to see what other units are going to be in the game eventually. There's supposed to also be a campaign layer, so you have these real-time battles, and then you have like a campaign layer on top of it, where you're going from mission to mission. And I'll be curious to see how much control you have over like your force, and whether your guys like get better as they go, whether your weapons change, because like when we look at it, each individual soldier has different stats for his weapon. So, you know, can we control that later, or is that just what we get is what we get? Be curious to see how that all shakes out. I really, you know about as much as I do at this point. I'm sure Slytherine's going to give us some more information, but they wanted to debut this game in the Steam RTS Fest this week, so it's January 20th today. And so I believe if you're watching this, you can go play the demo right now yourself. I won't post this video till it starts. But thanks for watching. Sorry it ended abruptly there. I tried to carry on, but there's just no way, because I accidentally spawned a T-34 in the middle of my force and got my defenses blown apart before the enemy attack even showed up. So if you enjoyed this and want to see more in the future, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.